Welcome back, intrepid viewers. Well, if there are any new people cruising through, any MAGA supporters, you're going to hate this channel, so keep surfing, right? So, State of the Union address, that's going to be an illuminating period of history, isn't it, that half hour? Oh, God. And who wrote the speech? I bet it's Stephen Miller. You know, the hordes at the gates. Oh. And apparently it's leaked out that he's going to talk about abortion to shore up his base. I'm not sure I think 72-year-old men are stakeholders in that conversation. Really? You know. Maybe he's going to announce that the GOP, because they're anti-abortion, are going to spend billions on affordable childcare and early childhood education. That would be excellent. Like that's going to happen. All right, so I'm going to have a look today, what's happening generally in the next couple of weeks. We're all assuming he is going to declare a national emergency. Don't you love that? Where he goes on television and says, in 2 weeks, there's going to be an emergency. What sort of emergency is that? So let's have a quick look at Donald and state of emergency. They might be able to rein him in at the last minute, who knows? Donald. State of emergency. It's 100 degrees here today, troops. That's why I am dressed like this. Oh. Well, Trump's going to end up completely isolated on this issue, going to the end first. That's his outcome, the hermit. In the meantime, conflict. The magician, the transformer, the trickster, you know, this could mean that Trump manages to make his case to some people. There might be enough bent members of the GOP who are ass-covering, self-serving, delinquent lawmakers who will side with him. It's possible he pulls that off because there is the group work card around, in this case, dark money. This card is not always speaking to dark money, but it is the only card with the black pentacles. So they could be those who also stand to benefit from the tenders that would go out on the wall. Because this is all about cronyism in the end, getting his mates who are into concrete, like the mob, to build the wall, like, And where does that leave the thousands of ranchers who will not give up their ranches for this folly? They've been there, done that, will not do it. Okay, so I want to see what this spectacularly gutless GOP is thinking now around the State of the Union, around the fairly inevitable state of emergency. Where is the GOP at? Well, Mitch McConnell, the crusty old turtle, you know, he was so wounded and angry, probably more so than he's ever been in his adult life. There's no doubt. He is furious with Trump. As we say in Australia, he'd be spewing. So he's come out with a couple of little things. Well, they're not little, we'll see. But one of the things he's done is draft a legislation so there can't be more shutdowns in the future. That's a radical step. About time. The other thing he has done is said Mueller's report, words to the effect that Mueller's report should be allowed to go forward in full. In other words, he's saying let Trump's criminal activity sink in. So let's see. That's Mitch. So let's see the GOP generally, where they are with Trump as we speak. Let's have a look. Oh, God, are we sick of manipulation, viewers? And American viewers must be really sick of being manipulated on a daily basis. They're trying to juggle, and in this case, have their cake and eat it too. They want to be able to bitch about Trump behind the scenes and then pretend to support him or actually support him, or, you know, more of the same. Behind that, yes, they're holding on. They're holding on to money. They're holding on to everything they can hold on to. They're holding on to the party. They're clinging on to what's left of the Republican Party. Now, Pentacles, money. The dilemma that the GOP have now is that their serious donors, their regular donors over decades, have said, we are not giving you another dollar till you get rid of this man. That's never happened before. A wee digression, viewers. This isn't the Koch brothers or the Mercers, because they're global manipulators I'm talking about. They helped put him in. No, I'm talking about the other big donors. And the reason for that is they're all losing money. Hello, they only think about money, dream about money, live for money. And it's going down the toilet because he is such a cretin, and he's not a businessman, and he's not a CEO's bootlace. So he is running their profits into the ground. They're holding on and they're holding out. They all know the tariffs is the most imbecilic suggestion that's happened in the last half century. Right. So underneath that, now this card is interesting in this context, Hand of God card. Now normally all the aces are bright, new, shiny offers, underpinning, but it's for me, in relation to these readings, it always comes up as fool's gold. You know, being led by the shiny gold. The other dimension to this card, as I've pointed out before, the gap in the hedge. You follow this path, you don't learn the lesson, you have to repeat it. So they're chasing fool's gold. On top, they're worried about the harvest, and that's the harvest of, have they squirreled enough of their personal wealth away? But it's also, I think, speaking to political capital, have they done enough to keep people on board with the Republican Party while they have let this Neanderthal roam the earth? Oh, outcome, the crashing tower. Well, the GOP have a bit to talk about. Lordy, lordy. I think they're starting to panic, right? They have always brought everyone into the tent in their multi-million, billionaire class lawmakers, no matter what they individually think about this or that, even the ones who are quite socially progressive toe the line. Everyone toes the line. They've been very good at that. But now they're really beginning to fracture. The end of the old GOP. So they're either going to have to reinvent themselves in 1 year, or they're in trouble. Now, the Dems. Things are not necessarily straightforward from that perspective either, but they've got a bit of leeway because the Republicans have to own this crap. Okay, so now for the Dems. Stacey Abrams. I can't wait to hear her rebuttal. I won't watch the State of the Union, but I will try and watch her rebuttal, because I'm sure she'll just eat him for lunch and spit out the bones. Go, Stacey. What a brilliant choice. Brilliant choice. Okay, this is the Dems. What's here? Oh, they've got the star in the middle. That's very nice, very nice. Inspiration, hope, new vision, dreaming the dream. It's an expansive card, the star. Oh, Lord, let's hope so. Behind that, deal making. I think in the context of this reading and now, I mean this minute in history, they've got to do what the Republicans have always done well, which is keeping everybody publicly on side. They're going to be having to do a lot of deals with each other. I have seen some commentary that now there's going to be more flexibility between the Dems and the Senate. I don't know, we'll see. But I think this is the Dems working with each other. Underneath the King of Cups, I wonder who that is. It could be the Chuck half of Chuck and Nancy. Chuck Schumer strikes me as a profoundly decent and compassionate man who would fit the bill as the King of Cups. I'm going to roll for it now. I don't see that he'll be there forever. I'm not seeing him as the next Prez or anything like that. I think it's maybe just his even-handedness a bit about with quelling the infighting. He might be playing a bit more of a role there than we realise. Nancy's role is to be the mastiff and to chew at their calves of the GOP. This could be him being a bit more conciliatory. On top, the world. That's good. They're engaged with the world. When they take over properly, I'm sure they'll work very hard and very fast to heal relations with the Allies and to put NATO back together, etc. So the world card. In the context of this reading, they've got their eye already on bigger things and the bigger picture. It also speaks to issues of ethnicity and race, being inclusive of the whole world, as opposed to the happy days version of 50s America. Oh, outcome, temperance. I'm liking this. These are cards of balance. Right. So, although there's a school of thought that I'm sure is right in the sense of the Republicans who dislike, distrust and are freaked out by Trump can now go, the Democrats will impeach him and we won't have to do anything. I'm not happy, viewers. I think that means the Dems do the dirty work of the Republicans. He's their monster. I think if I could wave the magic wand, I'd be saying to Chuck and Nancy, cross your legs, sit back and say to them, you know what? You get his inadequate ass out of this job. He's your nightmare. There you go, pet. But that's me. And they probably won't do that. And I'm sure there will be proceedings. But, you know, I do feel a bit of that. You know, the Republicans can hide behind it and go, I hate seeing them get off the hook. It's like the same with Brexit, for those of you who have seen the reading. The ones who wanted to leave the EU, who caused all this drama, they should have been the ones who had to go and make the deal with the EU. And when they couldn't, it would be obvious to everyone. But no, Theresa May went and did the right thing and tried to get a decent deal and It's not possible. So now those ones who wanted to leave say, oh, look, we would have done it. Would have been easy. Piece of pie. No. Before I go into full cranky auntie mode, I also have a video I just found late last night that I did on trumpets, demon spawn, the 3 of them, and I'll get to upload that in the next few days too. All right, love you all. Keep the comments, keep the thumbs up. Stay strong. Big breaths, and don't worry about Mueller and the report. It doesn't matter what's redacted, what's not redacted. The speaking indictments, Mueller is the master of the speaking indictments, will tell us all enough to run with. So don't worry about that, all right? Okay, so meanwhile, the Yeti is clinging to his bathrobe, hoping for the best. Look out.